My name is Mario, and we're introducing a project which involves a hydrogen dry cell and cleaning water. This project is, well, the main idea of this project is bringing clean power to help us get clean water as well. Well, we know that there's many problems among water needs, in this case, the whole world. Well, he's going to talk about that later on. In this case, we know that there's need for, sometimes there's need to have clean water, and we don't have a power supply available for that purpose. So in this case, this dry cell, this photovoltaic and hydrogen dry cell will help us both get clean water and get energy to this matter. In this case, we have my friend Ricardo. He's going to help us, well, kind of figure out he's going to give us a big idea about what is the need on this and what we are trying to do with this whole project.
All right. Well, first of all, good evening. My name is Ricardo Calderon, and I will be here speaking about the social impact about this project. Now, I'm guessing, and I'm barely guessing, that we're about 60 people, perhaps, right here in this room. And a little bit? A little bit more? Oh, that's good. All right, so let's just go with 60, all right? That's a really good number. Seems kind of round. So, each human, at least an adult human, takes 4 liters of water. 4 times 6, that's 240 liters. Just in this day, that the people in this hall have consumed. Where does this water come from? I mean, we all go just buy it to the store. We go and fill out the gallon of water, maybe a whole bottle of 20 liters. But do we really guess what the water has to go through to come to us? Here at Mexicali, the price of 20 liters of water is around 10 pesos. That's mostly you could say, around price. And there are places in Africa where 1 liter of water would be the equivalent of, let's say, around 250 pesos. And people there make an income of daily, you can say, around 125. And that's the ones that have jobs. 1 of every 8 people in the world do not have access to even this small bottle of water. This bottle of water on the US is actually priced around 50 cents. Yeah, somewhere around that. But that's, you could say that's a first world country. They do have all the water they need. They can buy it. They don't mess around with it. But also, you can think about it. Every year, 2,000 children a day die due to dehydration. Mostly, as I mentioned, in Africa. Even though we may not perceive it here locally, there is a scarce amount of water. The HDR Department of America said that in 2006, if we compared all the water to the world, to a bucket of water, the water that is consumable by human beings would be equivalent of 1 tablespoon. In 2008, it was said that there's 600,000 million people in the world. So that doesn't make for a lot of water for all of us. It is estimated also that in 20 years, the world population would go up by half. That means that by the end of 2030, there'll be at least 900,000 people in the world. That makes even less water for each one of us, calculating 1 spoon. How many took your car to the car wash last week? If you use the hose to clean it, well, maybe I know that you guys like to save water and don't really clean up much the cars because of that, right? But to the people that do, personally, I like to save water. But the people that do take their cars to the car wash at least once a week, you could say that if you clean it using a bucket, you spend around 20 liters. That's what you drink in 5 days. worth of water. Just clean your car. There's a lot of things that where we waste water that we really don't pay attention because we have it right now. But it is going to be a problem in the near future. Also, let's think about emergency situations. Who doesn't remember the earthquake 2 years ago, 3 years ago? You know, and there was a whole mayhem because people didn't know what to do. They were all trying to buy candles and then get water. And when you really noticed, there was a whole line of people trying to get water. And, you know, if the electricity didn't come back fast, it was going to be a problem. Most systems nowadays use what is called inverse osmosis. That process needs water pumps and everything in order to work. And it also wastes half the water it makes. So for every 2 liters of water that go inside that system, only 1 liter can be used for human consumption. That is, we're wasting half the water to make just drinking water. What was tried to make using hydrocell was basically make a system that wouldn't rely on the availability of regular tap water. We could use actually really salty water like seawater, and also the availability of the electricity. Here in Mexicali, we do have a vast amount of a resource that mostly we see as an annoyance. It's called heat, thanks to the sun. And the main issue with that is, you know, we get a lot. That's what we call the city of the sun. One of the advantages of that is that it can be used to generate electricity. The system isn't dependent on the power grid because it can feed itself using just the solar rays. That is one of the main advantages. What we're trying to do is make a sustainable system that it can provide water just using regular salty water and just being provided to a supply of sunshine.
So basically, the process that we're bringing here, as he said, bringing osmosis will waste a lot of water also, and it wouldn't purify the whole water. It would just do a certain amount. I don't remember the numbers.
That's half.
Yeah, it will just do half of the water. It will treat half of the water to have clean. Just half of the water that we treat is going to be clean water. However, if we use a heating process to clean water by, I forgot the word, the name of the process. Not osmosis. We heat up water. We obtain water steam. That water steam we
Hydrolysis.
Yeah. Well, the process basically is we heat up water, we obtain water steam. That water steam, we cool it down, and that water, it's already clean because the salt is gonna be vanished when it's been transferred to steam. So we already eliminate all the contaminants and all the contamination and all the salt from it.
So basically we will be creating clouds.
We'll be creating clouds, and it'll be all controlled within pipes, and it's going to be a complete system.
It would be a sealed system, so really we wouldn't be releasing, clouds on the wild. We couldn't make it rain. But at least we could make, enough amount to make the system at least sustainable. We make enough steam, we heat the water, we make it evaporate, we make it leave the salt there, just the water evaporates because the salt has a higher level. So in that case, after we cool it down, we make it again, condense, and get just clean water. It's just a real low amount of salt that could get transferred with the steam due to the pressure, and not because it heats up itself.
But that can be easily filtered.
Yeah, it can be filtered, and also it's documented that it was reduced from 300, I think.
What's the numbers?
35,000.
From 35,000 to 300?
300, yeah.
And 300 is a number that can be consumed by the human being. You won't notice the salty water.
Any questions? Any doubts? water?
Well,
It can use any type of water, but in this case, we are using an example. We were using seawater as an example because Baja is surrounded by seas. We're surrounded by the Pacific Ocean and by the Gulf of Cortez. So we have plenty of water supplies in this case, and that will be our most.
that will play to an advantage because that actually places, in at least Baja, is it a place where it has a vast amount of water, and we also do get, we're close to one of the tropics, so we do get enough of the sunlight.
All right, well, thank you, Mario. Thank you. Okay. Well, thank you, Dan.